Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So today you'll probably recognise that I'm in Borderlands, the original Borderlands game, which I've played a few times on this channel. I'm now at level 21, and there's a few things I want to say about this game because I've not played it for quite a while. If you watch the channel, you'll know that I've been playing The Division 2, Inquisitor Martyr, and other games, but I've not come back to this for a while. And I was trying to think of what the reason was, and the reason is that it's not a wildly interesting game. Now I know that may not be a popular thing to say, but I'm just saying it like I see it. Every game I play on this channel, obviously some games I play long after they've been out, some games I play relatively soon after they've come out, some games I'm completely unaware of when I pick them up on a PlayStation store, some games I've heard of. Obviously I've heard of this game. So I play all games based on the fact that I've obviously played a lot of other games, and I'm looking at it how I would view any other game. So if there's something that's like, then it's because I've played many other games that don't do that. So this game, yeah, it looks nice. It's it's a specific art style, so obviously it's a matter of opinion, but I like how it looks. It plays fine. I'm not commenting on difficulty or anything like that. This is just the game overall. So it looks fine. I like the graphics, the cartoony characters are quite fun, and it's quite enjoyable to a point. But I'm on level 21, and in any other game I've played, it doesn't really matter what the game is, and I can only think of one exception actually, which is, I'll come to, but any other game I've played, XCOM 2, Phantom Doctrine, Other Side, Dragon Age Inquisition, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed Origins, Witcher 3, Inquisitor Martyr, even The Division 2, which is very much a game based on shooting and looting. It's not got much more to it, but even in that game, this thing I'm going to say about Borderlands doesn't apply. Whereas in Borderlands, it's not very interesting because, to be honest, once you've been playing it, and I've been playing this for 21 levels, not much is happening. I mean, in all those games I just mentioned, by then you've met many interesting characters. You know the overall story, you understand the story. Even with Division 2, you've met some of the characters that you've brought into your, and probably all of them that you've brought into your main base to do stuff. They're not main huge dialogue things, but you know who they are, you know what the premise to the game is, and the premise to the game is quite simple. Although it's got complicated aspects, but that's something I've already said in those videos about the Division 2. And all the other games I've mentioned, you've already got used to many different characters and understood who they are and what's going on. In this game, I mean, I met a guy originally when I was first in it, and he kind of set me up to go and do this, and then I've gone and killed somebody, and I'm off to kill other people. I've gone to fetch some things and get some things, but that's kind of all it is. I mean, that's all that's happened. I mean, there's a kind of slightly amusing robot that, okay, it's funny the first couple of times you speak to it, but then, you know, okay, it is what it is. But that's it. There's no one else I've met, there's nobody else that I've talked to. The quests are go and kill this, or they're fetch quests. Or yeah, you can wander around the area exploring, but again, you're just going to end up fighting monsters thingies and bandits. But there's not much going on, and as I was saying in the premise, there's only one game I've played I can think of similar, which is Rage 2, which I quite enjoyed. Well, I enjoyed a lot actually, more than this actually, because it was slightly more fast-paced in what was happening, and although again there's not many characters in it, you're basically going to kill this, get that. There were characters, and there was quite a bit of dialogue between the characters you were meeting, although there weren't that many, and you felt more like you understood from the very beginning what the point to the game was and what was going on. But in this, no, not really. Maybe I'm missing it, but you know, like I said, I'm only talking about this game from the basis of the fact I've played all those other games and many I've not mentioned, and it's just not enough to grip me. It's not got overwhelmingly exciting combat or overwhelmingly exciting anything else. It's not got a, well, I'd say it's not got a very exciting story at all, because so far, like I said, up to level 21, I've just been sent to get stuff, kill stuff, and do those kind of fetch quests without any real main point to the story that I can pick up. These little things, but nothing gripping enough to want to continue. At least with Rage 2 and the Division 2, they're games where you get the main point to the overall story, at least, and even if it's not that exciting and the point is to the gunplay and the gameplay, at least you get what the whole point to the story is pretty quick. In this, I've not got any overall point to why I'm doing anything, and I've not met any interesting characters particularly. I've not done anything that's much different to just going around shooting stuff. I read in lots of different things that this game was funny and it had a kind of particular sense of humour, but you know, like I said, I'm not seeing it. Like I said, you know, it's alright, the robot was quite funny, you know, there's a couple of funny lines of dialogue, but nothing that's going to carry me through wanting to continue this, where all I'm doing is now I'm going to go and kill some guys driving around in buggies, then go and kill some guys in a mine, then go back and kill somebody else, go back and hand in my quest. It's not that interesting. And I say that, as you probably guessed, with a kind of regret, because I always heard about this game and heard it was loads of fun and it was very different, it was like humorous and funny, and I'm just not finding it like that. And like I said, maybe later on in the game it gets like that, but as I said, to level 21, if it's gonna branch out into really interesting characters that you come across, or really interesting missions, then it should have done that already. Because by level 21, every other game I've ever played has already either shown you what your main objective overall is, or it's introduced you and or to many other characters, or there's been lots of fun missions. But every mission in this is just go and kill somebody or go and get something and then hand in your quest. So yeah, I'm not really feeling it, as they say. And like I said, you know, people will disagree, because every game has lots of people that love it, and I'm sure there's a reason why people love this game. But I'm not seeing it at all. I can't think of any reason I would want to play this against playing, for example, and I'm talking about games that are similar-ish, Division 2, Rage 2, Inquisitor Martyr. They've all got much more going on. They've got much more explained stories. Inquisitor Martyr's got a very interesting story, actually. This game, you're just running around a lot and then handing in a quest. That's all I've seen in this game so far, really, and that's not really exciting. So yeah, like I said, it's a game that's fine, and I'm sure people love it, but I'm not seeing it. And having played it at 21 levels, it's not that I missed whole chunks of the game, or I'm missing bits that everyone else has seen. And if I am, then that's not my fault either, because with all those games I've mentioned, you're introduced to those without any way of missing them. So if there is something in this game that I've missed, then that's not my fault, because I've not missed things on purpose, and in other games you don't. And if this is what the game is, well, like I said, it's like, nah, it's alright. Anyway, that's my thought on Borderlands. So I don't know if I'll play this more. There's so many games to play, and a game where you're basically running around doing fetch quests all the time on your own, with no other real interesting characters, handing in quests with no real long-term plan of what you're doing in the game. I don't know, I think I can leave it. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. Till next time, take care for now.